let's go. Let's go. Episode 77.
We're live.
Oh,
Alive.
we're live. And we're alive. And we're simply the best.
We're simply the best. I can't believe I'm back again already. 2 weeks in a row.
It's kind of awful.
I'm going to be honest. I was kind of disappointed when Chase was like, hey, Molly's going to be on again. And I was like, again?
Unfortunately, I have to be house guest, you know?
Well, whose fault is that, really?
I don't think it's there.
So Molly made it down to Georgia, 9.5 hour drive for me to
Hashtag
immediately
warrior.
take her straight to the snake room.
It's true.
Yeah?
And
What'd you
drive
do at the
straight-
snake room?
Ate food.
Actually, yeah, we had dinner. Justin cooked burgers, and we had a little just cook out, just hang out before. We'll probably do something similar tomorrow night, and then we've got the Patreon event on Saturday, and we're stoked. It is going to be a
I'm super excited.
blast.
I could hear it in Molly's voice. She's excited.
I just drove 9.5 hours. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I'm
Okay.
tired.
So Patreon people start showing up tomorrow, and y'all are gonna do stuff with them tomorrow, or does it start Saturday?
No, it'll start
Saturday.
Saturday. It'll be Saturday and Sunday morning.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's exciting. What's going on, Jason? How are you? 319. Hello.
Yeah, so we've got a fun docket all stacked for Saturday for the Patreon members, and then I think we're gonna end in the night at a baseball game. We're gonna take all the Patreon members to a baseball game to hang out, do dinner there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
It is exciting.
Charlie was very disappointed when I told him who the guests were tonight. Literally,
It's us and us.
literally, I believe Charlie just said K. That was it. Just K.
You know what? Why don't you just have Charlie on?
Yeah.
We'll leave,
Yeah, we'll
and
just
you guys
leave.
can go and just do a doctor again, and whatever. Just kiss each other twice. 2 hours in a row.
Each other twice.
You know what? Charlie and I spend, some would argue, just enough time.
You missed the
conversating.
opportunity to just be like the real shed testing daddies podcast.
Ew,
The
no.
real shed testing.
You didn't
man.
miss anything. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
Have you met
I
this
don't
industry? They would love that.
I don't think we need
I
to court
don't.
any more controversy at this point. My God.
I don't think it was
Uh,
enough,
I'm
honestly.
personally victimized by that.
Jesus. I found out today, apparently there's a delightful rumor going around that the lace shed test is unreliable. And due to its unreliability, it will be being pulled off the shelves.
Really?
I would like the world to know that is a vicious rumor and bullshit.
So what person who all their lace stuff came back negative started
Yep.
that?
Yeah.
Yep. I know some answers, but I'm not blasting anyone today.
I
Good
bet I
for
can
you.
guess the answer.
Good
Yeah.
for you, Gossip Girl.
Yeah. I made some phone calls today. I might have burned a couple of bridges.
Oh.
So
That's what we need. That's
you
what
know
we're
what?
looking
But I'm
for,
not going to
Patrick.
light anyone up today. And what I am going to say is this, though. Just because you don't like the results of a test doesn't mean the test is inaccurate. Just because you have been selling stuff that doesn't carry a gene in it doesn't mean the test is inaccurate. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's funny that this
Yeah.
is happening now because when we talked at Tinley, we knew the amount of upset, just heartbreak and butthurtness
Oh, dude,
was going to be bad.
It's more than I expected, and I expected a lot. It's been just like top notch. And honestly, like I think a lot of it is people have for a long time really stood behind, the store policies of, well, we don't guarantee incomplete dominance because it's hard to ID those sometimes, and I understand that to some degree. We all have it. I have it in mine. I'm pretty sure you all have it in yours. But here's the deal with that, and this is a minor rant on my part. I do have that, but I have it in there so that if somebody buys an animal and it's missing a very inconsequential gene that really had no value to the price, they can't come back and ask for like full refunds.
Yeah.
Much like y'all, I've refunded very, very expensive snakes that I thought carried a gene and they didn't.
Yep.
Years later.
Yes.
It's part of the deal. If somebody spends $6,000 with me, or $5,000, or even $1,000, and it doesn't have the specific gene they were looking for, guess what? I'm gonna make it right. That's the way this works. So anyway,
You
Yeah.
tell him.
God,
Also, Jason
go,
Jason
girl.
nailed it. The Aura budget was just obscene for cameras.
So
Let me
obscene.
tell you.
Cameras, mics,
Guys.
all of that.
guys, I've gone like full camera setup. I have a one stand now for like filming YouTube stuff. It's pretty intense.
Look at him.
I know.
And he
I got to
hasn't
do
done it.
something now. You know. I
Adapt,
love it.
improvise, and overcome, and
That's
it's
it,
showing.
right? Yeah. When you lose people, you got to figure out how to replace them with automation, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Wait, we can
Charlie
replace
broke my heart
Molly?
with that lace test.
No.
You know what, Matt? Here's how I've been telling people. Your heart may be broken now, but it's much better to break it now than 2 years from now after you've run that fucking snake through 20 females, or run that female to a bunch of males hoping for the best. Like,
Yeah.
it's better to get heartbroken now. I've had multiple animals that ended up not having, specifically lace in them. And it's good stuff. Let's see, but do you have a snake lazy Susan like Mark? I do have a snake lazy Susan. Anyway,
Good for you.
anyway,
You're
minor
really
rant of
moving up.
mine. I've been aggravated today with many phone calls that I did not want to have, but needed to have. So,
We had a phone call today about Star Wars.
oh
You
my
did?
God. Oh my
Wait, you did?
God. Guys,
I wasn't
Guys.
CC'd in on this?
if you never has a human sounded more like a virgin than Molly did today on the phone. Like, guys, she was like 2 steps away from me, like, let me tell you how the chosen one. And then, guy, it was a 15-minute spiel on Anakin Skywalker.
Because you didn't agree. Well, you didn't say no, technically. You just said you never paid attention to if Anakin was the chosen one. Or
Well,
like
that's
you
his
just
first
never
mistake.
like cared or thought about him as the chosen one, which is just false. It's just wrong.
Guys, the passion that came from her, honestly, like I've interacted with Jehovah Witnesses that were on their on their mission, that were less passionate about the Bible than Molly was about Star Wars today. It was incredible.
I mean, it's kind of been like our family's like fun go-to thing since we were little.
No, you know what, Chase? I get it. I do. And I can appreciate it.
But we
But-
went into 7, 8, and 9. What was wrong with that?
She
I don't have time to get that book out.
See?
No, it was legitimately, Chase. It had to have been 45 minutes of Molly just monologuing, honestly. Like, there wasn't much interaction on my side.
Well, thanks for letting her stay awake while driving
Yeah.
down to me.
I
No,
was
that was
driving
it.
9.5 hours, okay?
Yeah, that was it. It was my God, it was intense. It was a lot.
And did she call other girls to gossip? No, she called you to monologue about Star
He
Wars.
called me, thank you.
I called to check in to make sure she was alive, and she was. And then it turns out Star
I
Wars
was
is her
more than
passion.
alive.
Yeah, she was.
She was living.
She was passionate. She was living her best life. So that was good.
It was just a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
Or
Great.
very little, it turns out.
Ray Palpawalker.
Great Palpal Walker. Yeah. What still amazed me though is that she hasn't watched Andor. So
We were
that
just
was
talking about this in the car. I know, I'm gonna watch it.
Andor was beautiful.
it's incredible. It's
Yeah.
the best Star Wars content ever made. So
The acting was just so good. Like every single word had meaning.
I don't know how to take this.
not well.
Nine and a half hours of driving and no makeup on.
Wait,
that's all I
Is
have.
this going to turn into just a small, like a light roast of Molly
Yeah,
for the rest of the show?
You know what? Guys, I'm here for this. Thank you.
You know,
She
car
needs-
Molly just feels different than
It's
regular
true.
Molly.
It is. She, you know what though? At Chimera and Aura, she never would have let herself go like this, even after 9 hours.
I apologize for not having my best face on for this
Yeah.
podcast.
No, you know what? It's okay. Since you're 26 years old, I understand it. So it makes the anger. Chase, did you know your sister's not 26 years old?
Yeah, I knew, but she's still
Yeah.
almost 30.
She
I'm
is close to
25. Stop.
yeah, that's almost 30.
We know.
That's
Yeah.
not almost 30.
You're
26, you can maybe say that. Not
You're-
now.
2 years away from peak. You're doing good. You're doing good.
You're
It's
a few
okay.
days over
don't know
25 too,
why
so you're
I-
closer to 30 than you are 20.
I don't know how I get bullied to Jewel.
I don't either, to be honest. Hey Ryan, how you doing, bud?
I could be
Um,
sitting downstairs on the couch, resting.
Doing what? Watching Family Guy?
Well, yes,
Touche.
but
Arvin, how are we doing today, bud? Oh my god. All right. So what you know what? Best and worst of the week. Let's start there. Chase, what do you got?
Honestly,
I'm gonna kill
best of the week.
you. Mhm.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the Patreon event. Honestly, Saturday is going to be such a blast for real. I think that's going to be the best of the week. I did have a beautiful clutch from one of our Xanthic DG clown females
Oh, that's
Uh,
exciting.
on eggs, and it's always cool to see that. It's those
Yeah.
first girls we produced. It's so nice seeing them on eggs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It feels very rewarding.
No, that's cool. I love that. I love it. That's amazing.
But
worst of the
nothing
week.
bad. Nothing really
Nothing bad?
Yeah. Everything's been good. Oh, remember the grape situation I told you about last week?
Yeah.
They're not grapes. So apparently we've owned this house for 5 years now,
Oh my god.
and none of the trees have ever fruited.
Okay.
It turns out we have two like pear plum trees,
Oh, like wild plums.
and like they're tiny. They look identical to red grapes.
Yeah.
They've never fruited before. This is the first year, so they must have
Oh.
matured.
Yeah.
And now we
Okay.
know where all the grapes are coming
The
from. So
grapes
now
are
I
coming
feel
from.
way better not knowing like
someone's
is someone
throwing
pulling like
grapes.
the worst prank ever? Like they're
You didn't
wasting
know-
so
I,
many good
I
grapes.
would still like to think that's what's happening, though,
Mhm.
in my mind. It's
Yeah,
more
that's
fun that
fair.
way.
Just
Yeah, I
some
get
dude
that.
out there just graping the yard.
Yeah, I think that's more fun.
I
More
love
whimsical.
that so much. I love that. Let's see. Ryan. Oh, finally got
Yeah,
first
Ryan
clutch of
and
eggs.
Tracy.
That's exciting.
Nice.
Good job, bud.
Congrats.
Oh, and Tracy, look at you. God, man, crushing it. Arvin doesn't have clutches, but that's okay. We're doing good, Arvin.
We still like you, Arvin.
We still like you. Let's see. I don't even know what's happened this week. This week has been a blur. I'm gonna be honest. I had my stupid little micro geckos. I had eggs hatch, so I got baby
Oh.
micro geckos. Yeah, it's like the size of my thumbnail. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
super
yeah.
cool. They're so tiny and adorable. So that was definitely the best of the week. So just another, people talk about getting excited about hatching out all these different snake species and morphs, and I'm over here like, well, I was most excited
Microgeckos.
hatching a tortoise and a lizard now. So great snake breeding action going on there. Yeah, so that's good. Oh, let's see. Here we go. 6 perfect eggs, and I got her to eat yesterday too. That's the
Nice.
big win right there.
That's what
That-
I'm
that
talking
is-
about.
That's always the
Yeah.
win. If you can get them to eat right after they lay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the W.
That's a huge win. I've got a couple that laid that have decided they're not going to eat yet. It's been like 3 weeks, so I'm really excited about that.
We always wash them, of course, and then
Oh,
then
yeah.
cut them up. If they miss 2 meals, I'll wash them again, like just
Yeah.
physically wash them, and that typically does it.
That's if it's 2 of them, if they don't eat tomorrow, they're going to get washed again, and then they're going into new locations in different racks, and we're just
Yeah.
going to
Mm-hmm.
just change some stuff up.
The
They'll,
fun little tricks to
yeah, I mean,
appease
they'll
ball pythons.
they're like 4,000 gram females. They'll eat eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure they could fast. They've got some body weight.
It's one of those moments where, like, even after laying a full clutch, you're like, you're still 3,000 grams. That's still a big female, so that's good. See, double het rainbow girl finally ate after laying eggs, so I gave her nice. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
what I'm
awesome. About.
It's an exciting pairing.
first breeding season. That's super exciting,
Woo.
bud. That's gonna be awesome.
That is awesome.
It's always exciting.
A lot of big things happening in this chat.
You know what?
I
They
always
are.
liked there's something special about really early on when you've just got like 6 to 10 girls
Yeah.
and you can really get them all to go just because
Yeah.
it's kind of so easy to manage that number. And then you feel like, oh, this is going to be great. This is always going to happen. And then like the more you scale, the more these girls have different cycles and then they want to
Yeah.
fight you and take years off. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm shooting for 50-50.
That feeling shifts very quickly. And then you have the fun part. I remember like my first year of breeding, I had 1 clutch. Then my second year I had 10. And then my third year I had 0. And you're like, I hate this so much. Yeah. And you're like, all right, well,
I got so discouraged. Like probably my third year, I was having more clutches than ever. I lost every clutch. The eggs just wouldn't. They all went bad, and I don't know if I had bad hatch right or what the issue was. Didn't change
Hatch right.
anything. Didn't change anything in the incubator. And you got to remember,
Yeah.
this is when they used to give out the.
oh,
Okay, this is
Yeah.
when they used to give out the bags of hatch right, like
yeah.
at Tinley.
Yeah.
Like way back in the day,
Mm.
my eggs all went bad. I was so just distraught. that
They
year.
were actually sabotaging y'all.
I was so unhappy. But and then I went to vermiculite, and it's nice when you can get the giant bag of it for like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just order at this point, right? We use vermiculite from Uline, and it just makes life so much easier.
Oh, you get it
Well,
from Uline?
Yeah. Do you get your vermiculite from Uline?
No.
Why not?
We go to a local farm store, and he gets us in like 10 bags of it a year.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, whatever works. Yeah, I just do from Uline. The only downside to Uline is you have to buy 2 of the giant bags at a time, which isn't a downside for me, but for a small breeder, it would be.
Yeah, see, we're buying 10 of those giant bags at a time. Is it the course vermiculite? I didn't even know they had it, to be honest with you.
You can get all 4 different levels. You can go 1 through 4. Yeah, so I use number 2, which is like not the powder, but a step up from the powder.
Okay.
If you check out Aura's YouTube channel tomorrow, you're going to find out all about this.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, but we'll take it. And so, yeah, but the grade 2 is what I use. Ozzy, I think, used grade 4, which for me was just a little, I mean, it's huge. Like it's rocks, but it's good for aeration. So it really
That's what we
just-
use. That's what we use. The course is
The really coarse, like it's almost like tiny pebbles.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great for aeration, and if you're going to set the eggs directly in it, it makes sense. If you're using like a tray like I do, I like to use something that just sops up like literally all the water. You can add a lot more water, and there's more surface area.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you use trays.
Yep. So, yeah, man, no, it's good stuff. So yeah, I don't remember the pricing on it, but it's cheaper than what it was locally, and it's an unlimited supply. So
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Vermiculite's pretty cheap. Uline's shipping's more expensive than most of the products, it feels like.
isn't
Because
it funny how that works? The nice thing
yeah,
with Uline
it's
though,
forced
right, is
overnight.
they have it, but they have so many like warehouses that no matter what, like even if you choose ground, a lot of times it's still overnight shipping.
Yeah.
So it is pretty nice. Let's see. My main rainbow male kept thinking, okay, interesting. Okay, that's always fun. See, our blackhead leopard was paired with a hypo GH Mojave. Yeah, it's gonna be some really
Nice.
dark hypo combo stuff. That'll be good. That'll be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, this is we're like 2 months away from the most exciting time of year. Like eggs are being laid now. We're all prepping for babies to start hatching. It's gonna be a good time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to
I
it.
just want to say that I got skipped over for best and week.
Oh, here we go. She always Molly, what was your best to the week? And what was your worst?
I really don't even want to answer now.
No. No,
I'm-
you
You
brought
know-
it up, so you now
5
have to say
minutes
it.
ago, Molly, you were griping that you got bullied and that you were even forced to come on this show. And
But I
now
still
you're over
didn't
here
Yeah,
get
she should
saying,
be a part of it.
Well, I thought that I was a part of it. At least, I'm here.
I thought you
showed
were a part
up.
of Aura too, but here we are.
My worst of the week is talking to Patrick at all in any sense.
It's fair.
And my best of
Most-
the week is that I'm
Most
here.
people would agree. Wow, thanks for really giving that insightful best.
That
and
was
worst
I'm glad we just stopped everything we were doing.
Oh, you
Where-
guys stopped talking.
Worth it.
What?
I waited until a natural stopping point in the conversation.
There was nothing natural about you just being like, no one
was
asked
none,
me to.
But nobody did. I thought about it. And then
Molly's like, we're driving down a highway and she sees an off ramp, not ours, just an off ramp. She slams on the brakes. She's like, I thought that was a natural stopping point.
it was a natural stopping point.
Gosh.
I love
Molly.
it so much. It makes me smile. I had no remote, so I played the odds and parody a puzzle to her. So hopefully Charlie RJ come on with the rainbow test. Don't hold your
I don't
breath
see
on
that happening soon.
Sorry, buddy. I could be wrong. Charlie can step in, but I'm going to just tell you, don't hold your breath on it for the Charlie side. Maybe the Ben side. Maybe. Leopard, Blackhead, Mojave, Triple Het, Hypo, Clown Pie would be the best outcome from our next clutch. Yeah, that'd be
really nice.
Yeah. We were all worried for a couple of years actually that the Blackhead Clown Pies weren't going to look good. And then
turns out,
y'all hatched out what was the Leopard Blackhead Clown Pie. Yeah, it looked good. So that was promising. It gives me some hope.
I always like surprises like that, especially like subtle genes, like Blackhead in Clown Pie, and it's like it works.
Yeah, we just hatched. I mean, everybody was hatching stuff, and we're all like, I really hope this isn't what it is because it's going to be disappointing, But yeah, I mean, it looks good, and I've got some, Holy Grail stuff that'll have Leopard and Blackhead in it this season. So
nice.
Hopefully, it works well with that project. I mean, that project's kind of a dead end, but it looks cool. So whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you know what? I actually really enjoy the Grail stuff.
The Grail stuff is really good.
Holy Grail is tough because, as Dreamsicles age, they do kind of fade out. And
a little.
That clown portion fades out pretty hard on the Holy Grail.
It's frustrating. Like, it's like a tattoo, right? The first like couple of years, it looks spectacular. And then it starts to fade a little and you're losing some of the definition and you're like, let's need some touch-ups. That's how Holy Grail stuff is.
It's like just classic albino stuff, though. Even like back in the day, a spider albino looked cool.
Yeah.
And then it all kind of fades out as an adult.
Spider is so cool. You don't even know.
You know what? We should do a whole spider video at Aura. All the spiders you have.
Wait, I have one. I have one left. It's a male bumblebee.
Video.
His name is Dumbledore. He was my first ball python I ever got. He will be with me till he dies. He's also a 3,500 gram male.
Dear Lord, oh my God.
He's in a 70 series stuff because he's so big.
He could breed for years without losing weight.
Literally.
I actually don't think we have any more spider.
No, he's the last one, and I only have him because he is a pet at this point.
Because we don't have the Buzz anymore.
Yeah, that's for the better.
Yeah, I mean, she was a pain in the butt, but yeah, I don't think we have any more spider.
Well, look at Charlie proving me wrong. That's why he's the best in the business. He is definitely one of the top 2 shed testing companies in the industry right now. Definitely top 2. There we go. All right.
That's great.
Well, it's good stuff. I love it. Yeah, one of these days, that's still a big boy. A 2,000.
It's a giant boy.
It's still a big male. One of these days, I'll post a picture, or we'll do a video of Dumbledore. Dude is a hoss. We don't show him off very often though because he is the worst of the worst when it comes to spider wobble. And corkscrew. Like he is handicapped on every level.
He's dive bombing every time he turns.
You'll like hold him on your arm and he'll like curl for a second and then just like release and free fall. Like it is. I couldn't sell him if I wanted to. He's a special needs child at this point. So
man, it's crazy how like you never see spiders at all pretty much anymore. But that used to be so cool back in the day.
Man, they are an incredible morph. It's just
it's so visually striking on its own.
So bad, yeah.
I seriously cannot even remember the last time I saw a single gene spider though.
Now, I mean, I saw one about 6 months ago. She was my first hatchling.
Wow.
So I had her for a hot second. And then I finally decided that her tub needed to go. If I couldn't keep 2 pet spiders, I could only keep 1.
That hurts.
Good for you.
That's the way it goes. But yeah, Dumbledore's something special. Yeah, man. Will said he hasn't had one with wobble. That happens. Like you'll get them that don't have it. But my
Yeah,
God,
you totally get them without a wobble. Like you can even get Powerballs without a wobble. It's just not
Yeah.
likely.
yeah, dude, I've seen some power balls that it is rough. I mean, just whacking.
Yeah, we've had several though that are just,
that are good.
They're totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all actually have a really nice Powerball for sale right now. Canova sales plug.
Yeah.
The lace fire Powerball, something else.
Yeah, we've got that, and I actually just hatched out a really cool Ultramel Powerball clown.
Probably
Looks
not that
really
cool.
good.
Yeah, doubtful. It's not going to look as good as my Spot Nose Cypress Ultra Clown.
Oh, here we go.
Mr.
No big
Jealous
deal.
coming in.
Look, there's very few projects that I can flex on anybody in, okay? Specifically Canova. And it might be Ultra Clown, end of list.
It's Ultra Clown
End of list.
for sure.
End of list.
At least Ultra Clown, yeah.
And Rust. I can flex
And
on
Rust
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
slash whatever international potential names it might have.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is, that's always a funny thing to think about. Where like some people have like a new gene that's kind of like legit a new gene,
Yeah.
and they sit on it forever, and they try to make more and more and more.
Yeah.
So then they have everything, and then they'll release it. But then by the time they're done sitting on it, it pops up somewhere else in someone else's collection. So it's always fascinating to me how many of these genes that are still floating out there that we're just waiting for them to pop out in someone's
Oh yeah.
random place, and then there's a new gene on the market.
Yeah, no, it's and a lot of these are recessive, and so you're not going to know till the random pairings happen, and they'll happen. Just sheer numbers. I don't know if I've talked about it openly yet. But Chase and I and a few other people, like the Rust may actually be in Japan, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so we're doing some genetic testing now to kind of figure that out and see. It's exciting. They're not nearly as far along as I am with it, but just the fact that it's there. And to be honest, if it is the same thing, they have the single gene forms, which is actually going to make my life easier because I don't have to make one this year before doing
That's
stuff.
true.
With it. I already know what it looks like, which fortunately does definitely look different than Monarch and Ultramel. So that's a win.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's why I was so surprised when I saw it there. And I was like, I'm gonna shoot Patrick a picture because I'm pretty sure I've seen this before.
Yeah. That what's funny is I got a picture from you, and I got a video from Bob. And Bob was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yep, I recognize that." So it's interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. It'll be interesting. Was it ever decided if Canadian and US Jag are the same thing? Yeah, I think Canadian Jag came from the US, right? I'm pretty sure the story is it all
Mark
came
Mandic.
from Nerd.
Didn't he buy it?
Mark and there was Mark told us this story. Hold on.
I know, that's what I'm trying to.
So Nerd had it. There was another guy in Canada that I can't remember his name all of a sudden bought it. And then Mark bought from him, or was it Mark bought it and sold some to him?
Either way.
It started at Nerd, from what we were told.
You guys are so cute.
We got it.
Thank you. We got there.
Just look at the snakes.
Genetic testing is dumb. Just look at the snakes.
All right, guys,
Patrick.
you heard it there first.
Actual
PSA
sentence
from
based on a phone call
shedtesting.com.
with me today.
You missed your
Actual
shameless
sentence.
plug for your other podcast
Also,
from Ryan.
guys, if y'all didn't know, shed testing is the worst thing that has ever happened to ball python breeding. The worst thing.
Because people find out they don't have genes that they thought they had.
Oh, buddy, it's funny because even on that front, right? Like, there's still stuff where I'm like, yeah, okay, but at least you're finding out now and not later. Like, it just means it's harder it's actually just harder to scam at this point, really.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're paying with a credit card or something like that, which people like, you can do a chargeback now in a reasonable amount of time, right? Like, you get a snake in, you shed test it, if it has the genes that it's supposed to, you're good. If it doesn't, then you get to have a real conversation. There's repercussions in a reasonable amount of time. Like this is, in my mind, honestly, just a huge win all around.
It is, though. Like that's the thing. There's only positives. It speeds up your time. It speeds up not saving animals for projects that you won't win on. And then, like you said, it keeps the scummy things out of the industry. You don't have to worry about people scamming you on false hets anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a big win. I understand some people have the concern of like, you know, it speeds everything up so much, right? And I get that, but honestly, in my opinion, the people that hurts the most are people like you, me, giant breeders that before we outpaced everybody just on scale, right? Like we're hatching out 100 plus clutches a year. Y'all are doing over 200 a year. You know, some of the really big breeders are doing, 500 to 1,000 plus clutches. They were outpacing everyone just on sheer volume because they could hold on to 10 plus hets, and if only 3 proved out, it was fine. So now the everyday person has the opportunity. They don't have to have all of that space. They can be so much leaner, and honestly, like, it only helps out them. So it's a lot of people complaining about benefits to themselves.
That's the nice thing too, though, for us. Like, it's given us so much more of the ability to streamline and double down on what we do want to keep.
Yeah.
So then we can actually be thinner and keep the smaller, collection size. Even though we are still Canova, we have a relatively small collection compared to a lot.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like you just talked, like paring down the collection is so much easier now. I can go through and you can really make sure what you're holding on to is what, so talking about like the Ultra Clown project. So 5 years ago, give or take, I took a stupid, super powerful male, and he was a het clown male that I took to a bunch of ultra male females, and I ended up making a bunch of het ultra male plus het clowns, and I ended up holding on to 13 females.
Because you had to back then. You had to make
only 5 of them. It turns out only 5 of them are het clown, which is fine. What I also found out by accident was my male was also het hypo. And so I ended up with some triple hets. Never would have known that without genetic testing, right? No. And then I was also able to take those 8 females that I didn't need, and I was able to sell them as, well, turns out I was able to sell them as het ultra male, het hypos for some of them, and some of them were just het hypos. But like, yeah, like those are just wins. Like we never were able to do that before. Like I said, I am aware, this is a race, and it does speed up that race. And I know some people that frustrates them. And if you want to argue that's good for the industry or not, well, that's an argument for another day. But I don't know if it's a bad thing.
I mean, I think it's good. I think it's always fun to. It makes us all strive. It keeps that fire that we all want to make the coolest stuff always, every year, even within ourselves. Like,
seriously,
when you miss on those clutches through the season, it just lights that fire to double down and go harder the next year to try and get those girls to go. Like, you're not even focused on other people. You're focused on yourself and the animals in your own collection.
Right.
And really just trying to make the best stuff you can. Because,
dude,
how many times do we all lose our butts on clutches where we don't hit anything we want?
I've told this story before. So like 3 years ago, we had 3 females that were all like Cypress combo, het ultra male plus het clowns. And we hadn't had them genetic tested yet. And we did clutch cutting videos for each clutch. I got 24 eggs from those 3 females. And not a single one of those females proved het clown. And you could just hear the disappointment in my voice because I cut all 3. They basically all laid within like 2 days of each other. So I cut all 3 clutches in one video in one day. And you can hear my voice getting more disappointed the further along I get. And I'm like, all of that disappointment, because it was like month, right? It's 2 months of anticipation. Yeah. All would have been fixed with shed testing. I would have been disappointed for a day and moved on. It would have been great. So, yeah, it's funny. It's funny how that works.
I mean, it's just amazing how you can miss odds sometimes. I mean, even when we tried to make the first Sumapide, it took us 2 years to make the first Sumapide. At one point, we both kind of looked at each other, and Justin and I were just like, maybe the really dark ones are just the Sumapide, and it's actually not that dark. Yeah. And then we finally hit it.
And then you hit one, and you're like, oh, okay, this worked out.
Yeah.
Rust is much darker than maple. So maples that I've seen look very similar to Ultramel. They are not Ultramel. They've been tested, but maples look very Ultramel-y. Rust is like a dark version of Monarch almost.
Oh, see, I've yet to see maple.
Yeah, they're very Ultramel-y. Let's see. Yeah, very different. Blackheart, Michael, in Canada. I guess that's who got the Jag stuff. That's my guess. Yeah. I love it.
Man, if only caramel worked out. Caramels are so pretty. I'm it was so nice to see that a full adult caramel female in Japan.
It's the best ultramelanistic gene. It's frustrating.
She was just so pretty. I'm like, man, I haven't seen a caramel in years. It's nice to just be able to appreciate how pretty an animal is.
If only shed testing can tell the difference between a good-looking het and a bad-looking one.
Oh,
yeah. So here's what's funny about that, though, Jason. As we go on a slight science, tangent.
Isn't that for your other podcast?
Everyone, put your coats on. Here
shut your mouth.
I'm about to go to bed.
Shh, Miss Frizzle's talking.
Yeah. You don't have good and bad hets. It's the 1,000 other genes in ball pythons that play a role in the way that snake looks. So just because you have a really good looking pastel doesn't mean that the pastel gene for that snake is good. It's all the other genes that are traveling along in those breedings. And that's where like actually line breeding for a specific trait matters. So sadly, Molly, I hate you so much. So sadly, a genetic test wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It would be really nice if it could. Molly, no one likes you. You know what? No one likes you.
That's fair.
Yeah, no one likes you. But yeah, what you would have to do is figure out like all the other genes that mix well with that specific trait, and then breed for that stuff as well. Which, ironically, you end up creating double and quad visual animals and blah blah blah. It's a whole thing. So it's good times.
Fun.
So you have a doctorate. We get it. Oh my god.
She's the worst. I apologize.
You're supposed to like this kind of talk. This is snake talk. This is what I
love
career.
The snake talk.
Do you?
I love it.
Do
Can't
you?
get enough of it.
Yeah.
Personally.
That's what I hear.
Maybe it's just you talking that makes me sleepy. Do you think about that?
I mean, I have noticed a distinct difference in how you listen pre versus post Aura and Chimera. So it turns out financial motivation was quite significant in that situation. So, it's okay. It's okay. I love it.
There we go.
Oh my God. Selective breeding over gene stacking. You're so getting canceled. I mean, I think we all agree that selective breeding is ideal. I also know
who doesn't miss the days of I've got a 4-gene girl, I'm going to throw a 5-gene boy to it. And then when I get a white snake or a yellow snake and no one identifies it for me.
So, it's so great, man. No, ball python breeders are just whores. We don't, most of them do not care what the snake actually looks like. As long as it has the gene, they're going to breed it. It's a problem, I'm aware, but it's what it is. I know our industry.
They get along fine. I mean, Molly's probably always trying to take more responsibility, though, so who knows what the future holds. Funny story tonight, though, I heard is one of the Patreon guests we've got told us that someone reached out to him and was like, hey, did you see Summer dyed her hair blonde? And he was like, that's not Summer. So that was
that's so weird because Summer and Molly look so identical.
So I mean, we're so similar. Yeah.
I mean, basically the exact same in every way.
Oh, Charlie's saying all the good things for you.
I hope all they need to get the vid. Wow.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're not that great anyways.
We just beat the #1 team in the East, so
they were a glass dragon. You didn't win anything.
The game I watched with you was pretty bad.
Okay, but we just won.
Okay,
the whole series. That's what
I don't remember that. Oh, you just dropped something. Whoops.
They did just spank the Cavs. That's right, and don't you forget it.
Here
Charlie,
we go.
Get ready. The Knicks are about to be crybabies when these Pacers come back.
Did you just throw up the choke symbol?
Wow.
How'd that turn
Hey,
out?
she's
last
awake
time?
again. The second win
Yeah.
just hit.
That's all it takes.
I just have to defend. my
Charlie just had to
Pacers.
goad her
I
with
just have to
basketball.
defend my Pacers. That's all.
That's it. I get it. Yeah. I get
I'm
it.
back to sleepy.
Yeah, fair enough. Knicks have choked for the last 30 years. Yeah, they have.
And
It's really
they
not
will
that big of a
continue.
victory. Yeah. I mean, the Pacers, to be fair, have also choked for the past 30 years. So, it's going to be
Yes, but
good. But, so the Canova video today with that Paradox OD Ivory Clown Pod, I'm eager to see it out of the egg.
It's cool.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks for that deep input.
I mean, we'll do an update video.
yeah.
I don't care.
There's other things hatching
I
that I'm
don't
more excited
care.
about right now. So
Like what?
I can't say.
Oh my God.
I'm
It's a
sorry.
secret.
Why do we have you on the show if you can't say anything? You know what? You're gonna have to leave Justin.
You know what? You're
I
right.
left Andre so I can talk about what
Oh.
I'm hatching. Why can't you just leave Justin to talk about what you're hatching?
You're
No
fine.
comment. Fair
Oh,
enough.
I'm sorry. I was paying attention to the Reggie Miller days.
That's why I
Those
just
Yeah,
were
those
good
are-
days.
That was around the same time as like the MJ days. Yeah, that's all good stuff.
They were. They were. Chase has some Pixel DG clowns probably hatching. Doubtful.
Oh no, but that would actually be pretty great, I'm sure.
Maybe. Anything happen with the Bolins Python?
No, man.
Of course.
Chaz takes care of he cleans through our sub-adults and our males, and he takes care of our special projects room, and he has done an amazing job. He is super invested with the special projects room especially, and he's also doing rat room now. Chaz is like taken over so much responsibility.
What happened to Greg?
Greg decided to further his own collection
Good talk.
and needed more time there.
Okay. All right.
So
We missed
Chaz
Greg.
was doing stuff, and then we talked to him about maybe going full time, and he was up for it. But
All right. All right.
he has locked our Bolins a couple times, but we're not seeing anything. We're still seeing like we put him on the ultrasound. We're still seeing like 1.0,
Okay.
but we'll continue to mess with that. But he's really invested in making it happen, so we're
Are
excited about it.
your Bolins pretty friendly or are they kind of spicy?
So I would always say that they're friendly. They're just kind of like, it's funny. I posted a picture to show how long they were getting, and I used a hook. And then I guess I was getting like roasted, like, why is Chase using a hook with the Bolins? I was just trying to show their length because usually they're just the friendliest things. Chaz got tore up not too long ago. Like,
Okay.
I mean, their bite must be vicious because there was blood everywhere from him.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he caught the girl on a bad day.
Oof.
And she got him in the lower arm, and it just was a mess.
It was rough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oof.
So avoid a Bolin bite.
Turns out. All right. All right, man. I'll catch the replay, guys. Have a good night. Later, bud. Have a good one.
See you, man.
Oh, it is getting late, guys. It is getting
It is
late.
getting late.
Molly, do you feel like the Indiana Pacers burst was enough to make it another hour or like 6
Another
minutes?
hour?
Yeah.
Are you high?
No, because I'm
This-
waking her up early.
Yeah, I have a big day tomorrow.
She
What
has
are you doing?
she has to clock in. Oh no. She's clocking in, buddy. I'm making her go to work.
Yeah.
We're going to
I'm
Mice
working a
Direct
multi-
first thing in the
double
morning.
tomorrow.
We're going to Mice Direct first thing in the morning, and we're getting a pallet of feed because I got to get it over there so Chaz can use it for the rat room.
Are you gonna make Molly do some work in the rat room?
No.
No,
I
but
paid my
Molly's work.
dues.
Hey, she's working in the snake room tomorrow. She's busy all day.
I've paid
I'll,
my dues with the rat room.
I'll send some super chats if we can get Molly in the rat room working.
You wish.
You know what? I think it'd be funny. It'd be good for you. I think it'd be good for you. You need that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need that. Yeah,
That sounds
yeah,
great.
yeah. No, it's great. Yeah. You need to be able to do every job at Canova.
She's an employee, but also a guest. So I'm also going to take her to breakfast first.
That's disgusting.
I got to get her
Why?
biscuits and gravy before I make her work all day.
There you go.
So sad.
It's the real
So
reason I come down here.
She needs it. She's little.
I'm little.
Well, she's getting there. I love the delay there on her part. She's like, smile, smile, smile. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I was the butt of that joke.
What did you just say, Flatfoot?
What did you just say? I don't like that. All right. Yeah, aside from y'all's Patreon thing, nothing exciting in my life either. It's really disappointing.
Okay.
It's just nothing exciting. Just we're just
Yeah.
trucking along. Man, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. This part of the year is just kind of it's just, a trudge fest. Yeah.
Yeah, you're hatching micro geckos. Yeah, I can tell.
Dude, let me tell you. Didn't even know I had eggs. Just all of a sudden saw a baby micro gecko.
You just looked in the bin and you're like, shit, there's more than what I had earlier.
That is exactly what
Wait a minute.
These things are replicating.
He has a doctorate. He can count.
I went into the house. I was like, hey, Amelia, I think I had babies. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, where there were 2, there are now 3. And she is like, interesting. Good for you. I was like, I know. This is exciting.
Well, hopefully he double clutches her and you get more.
Oh, turns out there's more eggs in there, so we'll get more.
That's exciting though. That'll be
That's
fun.
good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So they're not going to get out. I've moved them, Tracy. I've moved them into smaller containers, and when I had the cage set up, I knew that babies would come eventually. So all of the cracks and areas that could be escaped have been hot glued. So
He's responsible.
I try to be.
Not what he did to those poor tadpoles.
Oh my
Those poor
God.
tadpoles, they did not deserve what you did to them.
Okay,
We
That's
never
hurtful.
got frogs.
Yeah.
I got one frog, and then they all died the next day. God, that was terrible. I tried so hard. I got one little fry. This is the tadpoles all over again. It's not.
Okay, it's so funny he said it because after you initially said you had micro geckos, the first thing that came to my mind was
This is the tadpole.
he's gonna tadpole these poor things.
No, I even know that the baby ate yesterday, so it's eating and drinking, so it's not dead yet. Look, the fact that it's eating means it's already ahead of where the baby frogs were when they converted. Okay, the baby
Touche.
frogs, I don't know if they ever actually ate. That's not on me. That's on them. They made their
That's
choices.
on nature. You're right.
Nature is cruel. Okay. And you got one little micro gecko. I do for the moment, but there's 4 eggs in there. If we're being honest, though, I might have accidentally cracked one of the eggs trying to remove it, so I stopped with the others.
How
So
big are your adults? Micro geckos.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I thought. They're still tiny.
their adult micro geckos are probably like 2 inches long. Like they're
I
small.
love that. It's just
Yeah,
fun.
they are itty bitty bitty
I need
bitty.
to get like 50 of them for Molly.
They're so cool.
Molly needs a giant box of micro geckos.
Oh my
I
god,
need no
yes.
geckos.
None?
No.
What kind of reptile do you need, Molly? Do you
She's
want?
lying. Molly wants a gecko.
I'm not even.
She
no.
says this every
I'm
time we're in
gone- I'm
Tinley.
gone
Every
too
time we're at
much.
Tinley, she just walks around and goes, "Do you think Will would be mad if I brought home a gecko?"
But I can't. No, because I'm gone too much. It's just not.
That's the great thing
Oh.
about reptiles. You can mildly neglect them and they'll survive.
That's so horrible.
This is why Patrick breeds reptiles, not frogs. Amphibians are not his strong suit.
It turns out they're not. Molly, when I buy Abby her next animal, I can get you one as well.
No,
It'll be
please
great.
don't. I will not
No.
take care of it. I will. I won't. I'll do
Oh
free.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
I see how it
Did you
is.
hear that? Molly
I'm
won't
not-
take care of animals.
Yeah. And you work at an animal breeding
I feel bad for your
facility.
dog.
Yeah.
My
Poor
dog-
Winnie.
Poor Winnie.
Thank God.
We should
thank
start roasting
God.
Molly. though.
Oh my God. Anyway. All right, friends. We're gonna end a little early. Molly is literally dying, and Chase also looked like he was gonna fall asleep at any moment. And I promise
That
we get off a little
hurts.
bit early.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're both here.
awake
Okay,
as ever.
physically. Yeah.
Me, no, though. I do feel like my eyes are kind of getting a little blurry, like trying to read
I've seen
messages.
Chase yawn 3 times this episode. He's you know what, you're here. We're doing good.
I always yawn.
Could you imagine if we were still doing 1.5 hour episodes? We'd only be halfway through. Could you imagine?
Yeah, the hour and a half episodes, I always thought they were too long.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they were.
I think that's just because Troy wanted enough time to keep ranting before he went and got a snack to go like lay on the couch.
That's fair. Maybe we have Troy on next week.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Molly.
You know what? We AARPE Nashville Did you hear anything? I heard good things about it.
Yeah, I heard. We can end with this. I heard good things. The people that always complain about shows complained. So
That's par for the course.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen. They had a good turnout, better than they expected. So they were pleased with the turnout. I heard from people that generally are pretty honest with me. I heard good things. So I think they're going to do it again. It's a show where they don't have a lot of reptile representation in general. Yeah. And so that helps. Shows like the Charlotte AARPE, there's a ton of Repticons and other shows in that area. I think that kind of dilutes and makes things a little tougher. So maybe that show isn't as good because of that. Whereas the Nashville show looked like it was a good venue. It was a good setup. And it sounded like people were pretty pleased. So probably going to keep doing that. So that's a win. But
and it's close enough. So next to Nashville show, we can just pop up and check it out.
It'll be good. So awesome. Molly needs an African rock python.
Molly needs no reptiles, no anything. I want none of it. My dog is it.
We're just going to dox her, then everyone starts sending stuff.
Please.
Send your wholesale to Molly.
Oh my God.
Please. My tiny apartment can't take it, please.
That would be funny. All right. On that note, Chase, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
JKR MGR on Instagram, Canova everywhere else for both of us.
What if people want to reach out to you, Molly, on your personal accounts?
Please don't.
Okay.
Hey, Molly, what was your phone number again?
They're private. Please don't be offended. Everything's private. Thank you so much.
Everything is private. I'm not even friends with her on Facebook, guys. Don't feel bad. All right. And guys, Aura Reptiles everywhere. Please like, subscribe. You know the gig. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. It was fun. And we will see y'all next week. And we're going to talk about how all of the patrons trashed Canova. It's going to be exciting.
Here we go. Thanks, guys.